This is not raw tuna. Even though it has the same texture, taste, mouthfeel, and the only thing that it lacks is if it sits too long, it's not going to smell. But I tossed this onto a poke bowl and wow, it's incredible, and it's made from apples. Let me show you how. First, this was a test that I filmed, so I'm excited that it came out great, but let me know in the comments if you have any ideas on how I should improve it. So we need some apples. I've been eating 1 apple a day to keep the doctor away for a few weeks now, so I had a stock of them to use. I'm going to be using Fuji apples here, and all we're going to do is just peel them and cube them. Now, I want to pickle these apples to kind of gel up those pectins and give it more of like a fish consistency. Acid will react with the pectin to kind of firm it up a bit, so we're going to be using vinegar to do that. We're just going to start with 2 cups of water in a saucepan along with a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. You can use white vinegar, but we're using apples here, so I figured why not. Now I'm going to add about a tablespoon of capers along with some of the juices just to kind of give it that fishiness kind of taste, a pinch of salt, and a small square of kelp or kombu. Now I'm just going to turn up the heat, bring it to a simmer, add the apples, reduce the heat, and allow it to rest for about 10 minutes, which is plenty of time for today's sponsor.
You all know I've been talking about how much more active I've been lately. From running to doing hot power yoga, where I have literally lost 2 pounds of sweat in one 1-hour class. So I need to stay hydrated now more than ever, and that's how I found today's sponsor, Element. Element helps anyone stay hydrated without the sugar or other dodgy ingredients found in popular electrolytes and sports drinks. Element is a zero-sugar electrolyte sports drink mix formulated for anyone on a mission to restore health through hydration. And it's perfectly suited for athletes who are fasting or those following keto, low-carb, whole food, or paleo diets. Each stick pack delivers a meaningful dose of electrolytes and is used by some of the most incredible athletes on the planet, which is why they are the exclusive hydration partner for Team USA weightlifting and many Olympic athletes, along with loads of other professional athletes in the NFL, NBA, NHL, and more. I think it's really good. Everyone is drinking it, from the Navy SEALs team and everyday people like me and you who are heavy sweaters, sauna sitters, or people pushing it extra hard in the gym. And the best part is, you can try it totally risk-free. If you don't like it, give it away to a salty friend and Element will give you your money back. So gang, Element came up with a fantastic offer for us. Go to drinkelement.com/Saucestache for a free sample pack with any purchase. That's drinklmnt.com/Saucestache and you're gonna get a free sample pack with any purchase. Element, thanks for sponsoring today's video and for keeping me hydrated.
Now we're back. At this point, I want the apple fish to cool down and brine in this liquid. I'm going to remove the kombu from the saucepan and pour the apples along with the pickling broth into a container, and then I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil onto the top, kind of stir it up, and then we're just going to throw a lid on it and toss it into the fridge overnight. Now it's the next morning, the apples are cold, and I wanted to give them a try. They have a nice taste, although a bit vinegary, and the texture is squishy like the cube of raw fish, but when you bite into it, it still has a bit of a crisp like a pickled veg. All in all, as pickled apples, how they are is awesome. I imagine making a spicy version of this would be really good, but we're going to be making a mock fish, so I figured why not color them red just for fun, but also dampen that vinegar taste and soften up the crisp. So I'm just going to strain the apples out of the pickling broth, toss them back into the container, and then cover them with a teaspoon of beet powder. That's going to give them the red color, and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, which is going to help dampen that vinegar taste and soften these up a little bit more. Now we're going to fill the container with water, a bit of salt. We're going to cover them up, give them a real light shake, and then we're going to toss them back in the fridge for at least 2 hours. Okay, and it's been 2 hours. These are done. They look amazing, and they have the texture of fish. I haven't tried them yet, but I mean, you can just tell from the outside, it's perfect. I'm so excited to try these out. Now, I've decided that I wanted to try to use these in a poke bowl. So we're going to make some of the poke bowl fixins. First, we're going to need some rice. Now, just like in my last video where I said not to boil your rice in water, I meant plain water. I'm going to jazz this rice up a bit and make like a fun golden rice, just using a little ginger and turmeric. It's going to give it some flavor, but also make it a bit healthier. And if you like these new healthier recipes, make sure you click that like button so I know to make more. And if you want to, click the subscribe button so you can see more. So now that we got the rice going, all we really need is a good sauce. My buddy owns a great poke restaurant, Island Fin Poke. They're all over the country. You can end up making a great vegan poke bowl there using tofu, and a lot of the toppings they have are vegan, so you can really load up a pretty awesome bowl. One of the sauces that they have, it is not vegan, is their togarashi mayo. It's one of their most popular sauces, but since it's mayo based, we can make a really easy version using vegan mayo. Now I'm just going to make that that using a bit of sesame oil, rice vinegar, chili oil, togarashi seasoning. I mixed it up and it still was a little off. I added some agave to sweeten it up. Now, this came out perfect in my opinion. It's really good. Now I'm gonna toss that into the fridge. At this point, the rice is done. I'm gonna throw that into a bowl along with some pickled veg that I had in the fridge and some red onion and avocado. Now in a separate bowl, I'm gonna add in some of the apple fish, mix that with a little bit of soy sauce, sesame oil, and normally I would just use some sesame seeds here, but we've been using everything seasoning on everything lately. I mean, it has sesame seeds in it, so why not? And I'm also gonna chop up a few green onions, mix that up, and I mean, this looks really good. We're gonna toss that around and throw that right onto the bowl, sprinkle with some more togarashi, some of that spicy togarashi sauce, and boom. This looks amazing. The apple fish came out incredible. The texture looks incredible, but let's see what Monica has to say.
Oh, that's really good.
Wild, right?
It resembles fish very much, you know?
Yeah.
It's a great substitute. Let me try it all with like an avocado and this is great.
It's crazy, right? Give you a rundown on the fish.
Yeah, let me just take one more quick bite.
Yeah.
So it's got kind of that like savory soy sauce sesame flavor. It does have this nice outside like kind of snap, like this firm like kind of rubbery, not rubbery, but like a nice snap to it, but that's what you would expect fish to have, you know, on the outside. Same with the inside. It's like nice, just kind of like smooth bite all the way through.
Yeah, it's softened up enough to where it's like buttery. It has that consistency.
Yeah.
It truly is pretty wild the way that came out. It worked out exactly the way I thought it would.
It's really, really good.
There's still a little of the pickled vegetable texture. Like there's a little bit of that crunch there. Most of it did go away because I know I had you try it earlier.
Oh, you mean just kind of like that apple? Like
yeah, like there's like a little bit of like the, it's not 100% to fish.
It's not 100% there, but it's really close. And yes, I tried it earlier and I was like, outside's great, but the inside has this kind of like still this apple crunch. But like this now, it was so different, I could barely taste it. But it's still there. I mean, you can still tell it's not actually fish, but it's like pretty close and really good.
Yeah, in the bowl, like if you were just eating it in the bowl, you would enjoy it without really knowing, I think. Like, I think if you just had a big scoop of this and you were going at it, you wouldn't question. I mean, am I over-exaggerating?
Hold on. No, you're not over exaggerating. It's really good. It's good with mixed, like by itself, and excellent mixed with everything.
Yeah. All in all, I don't know what I would change. We were able to get rid of all of that vinegar taste. The vinegar did its job by like gumming up like the pectin in the apple, and the baking soda did its job by kind of getting rid of the crunch. You know, I think it just kind of all worked out. There could be maybe a little bit more of a fishy taste there. We might be able to use the sweeter their apple, the less pectins there are. So I'm wondering if we used a more sour apple, if we would have more pectin, which would get us more of the gelling. So that might be something to test.
Yeah, that might be something to test, but I mean, I think this is good just the way it is. Like, I don't think it needs to be any more fishier, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I love everything together, like this bowl with the onion and the avocado and like the rice that you chose, the like golden rice.
Yeah, the golden rice, it's
like,
just a little
the
feature.
whole dish is really good.
Well, here it is. This is our dinner. This is our dinner. For real though.
Stoked.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm happy about
Awesome.
that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I am stoked. This one came out like 100%.